working at school as an English teacher, and at the same time, I'm doing my master's in Webster University, which is American, and I'm teaching my students. I have students like you at school.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you?
I am fine, ma'am. How are you?
Nice. How about yourself? Are you
I am
doing well
fine.
at school?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Wonderful. Nice to meet you.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Soumyasri, an 8th grade student from Z.P.H.S Ilavaram. Here I would like to share a little information about our exams.
Okay.
Every year we take 4 formative and 2 summative exams. Sometimes some slip tests. Here I would like to ask you a question. Can I ask, ma'am?
Yes, with pleasure.
How about examinations in your country?
Actually, in my country, the school where I work is called specialized school. Every year we have exams for both primary classes and for upper classes as well. We have 4 terms: spring term, summer term, winter term. Yeah. Then in every term, you need to take exam. If your exam scores are better, then you are allowed to continue your study for the next term. They are
So,
so strict.
yes, Mrs. Rano, in this context, I would like to ask one question. If a student
Okay.
fails to score the minimum marks, the required marks, so what would be the fate of that particular student?
Actually, here we may give our students chance to take once more. Actually, we may give them 3 times chance. After 3 chances, if they fail again, then we usually call their parents and we consult with them about the students' doings at home. What are they doing? Why not the parents are not helping? Then after discussing the students' knowledge, with the school counselor, with parents, then we make decision whether he or she will continue or not.
So, how often do you encounter with these issues of students failing to score minimum marks? I mean, hardly you find these cases or frequently?
Every year almost.
Yeah.
Because I work at specialized school. We have specialized classes.
Okay.
Especially the pupils who are studying at specialized classes may face with these challenges. If they study at ordinary classes, they don't have to take exams.
Yes. Yeah, I understood. So, Jessica, about you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Jessica. How are you?
I am fine, thank you, ma'am. My name is Jessica, an 8th grade student from Z.P.H.S Ilavaram. I am so blessed to interact with you. Here, teachers are trained through online or offline. Training are so useful to teachers. Here, I would like to know how teachers are trained in your country.
Actually, I think this is very important question. As a teacher, each 3 years we have to be trained by our authority, public education system, and sometimes within 5 years we need to increase our qualification. Just we need to study again. We study about the recent methodologies, how to conduct our lessons, how to have beneficial lessons for our students. Yeah, every 3 years, every 5 years, we are trained by our public ministry.
How long the training sessions last? I mean, for 1 week or 2 days or 3 days, depending on the sessions.
No. Actually, this is mandatory 1 month.
1 month. Okay.
Yes.
So the 1 month, does it not affect the students? If the
No,
teachers.
yeah. Other our colleagues can conduct our lessons when we are not at school.
Okay. I understand.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello?
I am Sai Nagasri, a ninth grader from Z.P.H.S School, Ilavaram. Now, I would like to brief you about Indian education system. Indian education system is mainly divided into pre-primary, primary, elementary, and secondary education, which is followed by higher studies. Now, I would like to know about your education system.
Yeah, my education system actually it's divided into only two, not more, because we have primary school primary classes and higher classes. In primary classes, our students usually study from first year to fourth year. From fifth grade, they are considered as upper classes, from fifth to 11th. After 11th, then they usually go to universities and institutes to continue their study if they want. If they don't want to continue their universities, just they can work somewhere else.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
mostly 90% of our students after leaving the school, after completing with excellent marks, they just can be enrolled into universities, institutes in our country, in international countries.
Yes. So, what do majority of students opt after completion of their schooling? So, do they want to become software engineers or maybe the architects or the doctors? What profession usually your students opt?
Yeah, usually our students choose different departments, different directions. Most of them want to be doctors, others want to be teachers, and there are many jobs in our country as well. Software engineers also they want to be. Many of them go to European countries to continue their studies. If
Yes.
they, of course, English level is satisfactory, if
Yes.
they pass IELTS, IELTS, International
Yeah.
English Language
Yeah.
Testing System.
Yes, and in this context, I would like to ask you, at a school level, do you have any standardized tests, especially in the area of English? First one. No.
No any tests.
Okay.
They don't have to take any tests. If they want to continue their study at universities or institutes, just they need to take IELTS or CFR, but no, it's not mandatory. It's obligatory if they want themselves.
In order to improve the students' levels in English, do you have any special programs at a school level, especially meant for the students to improve their English levels?
No, actually, our books have recently been republished and they are according to TESOL standards, and we conduct usually our lessons in integrated ones. We do our best to improve their skills ourselves. For example, our book is divided into 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Usually our teachers do our best to increase their levels, but after the lesson, if they study till afternoon, in the afternoon we usually conduct our how can I say, tutorials with them.
Yes.
In tutorials we do how can I say, we work more than the school time.
Okay. Are the tutorials part of the school timings or outside school timings?
No, actually 3 times a week it's inside the school, It includes with school hours,
Okay.
but if they want to attend extra, then they may join another courses which are outside the school, especially in language centers.
Yeah, I understood. Thank you. So, Srinivas, over to you.
Sure. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
This is Subramanya Srinivas, 8th grade student from Z.P.H School, Ilavaram. Now, I would like to share how do we learn lessons at our school. We learn our lessons digitally. We have IFT panels, tabs, and digital classrooms. In this context, I would like to ask you a question. What kind of technology do you use to teach English in your school?
We use computers and what else? We have boards, electron boards where students can do the school tasks, their tablets, they have their own.
Okay.
Good evening.
My name is Gayatri, an 8th grader from Z.P.H.S High School, Ilavaram. I'm so lucky to interact with you. In our India, there are no public specialized schools. We have only public schools. Here, I would like to know about what are public specialized schools in your country.
Schools are usually situated in city centers, yes?
Yes,
In your
yes.
country.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, maybe this is due to the fact that I live in city center, so that maybe we have public specialized schools, private schools, boarding schools, every type of schools we have. Public specialized school, what is it? In public specialized schools, usually some subjects are taught very deeply, specialized. For example, our school is specialized in English language and mathematics. For
Okay.
example, in other public schools, for example, English language lesson is conducted 3 times a week from 3 hours, but at our schools, 5 times a week. This is the difference.
So that means the hours that the students spend in learning English is more than the other schools. In your school,
Yes.
you give the students a little more time to learn English language. Am I right?
Yes,
So
our school is specialized for mathematics and English. Usually these two subjects are taught very deeply at our school, but other also we have public specialized schools. They are specialized for chemistry, biology, and other subjects. But
okay.
ours is specialized for math and English.
So to get enrolled in your school, especially in your school, do the students required to perform well in English and maths?
Yes, it's requirement.
Yes.
They need to do well because only for studying at our school they pass exam. According to exam results, we select the students, and according to their level, then we divide them into classes. For example, advanced levels, intermediate levels.
Okay.
Then we teach them.
So what do normally the students that study in your school especially, and want to pursue after completion of their education? Do they want to become engineers?
Yeah, some of them, but not all of them. After completing the school, they choose themselves. Maybe they want to be doctors, maybe teachers, maybe pilot,
Okay.
maybe military men.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank
maybe
you. And
software engineers.
yes, Susni, over to you.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Hello,
How are you, ma'am?
I am fine. How about you?
I am fine, ma'am.
Yeah, Mr. Hari Krishna, they are now 8th graders, yes?
Yeah, some of them are 8th graders. Yes, most of them are 8th graders. They are
Yeah,
13 years old.
Yeah, the language, how can I say, level is very satisfactory.
Yeah, thank you.
I like it.
Husni, about you. Yes, carry on, please.
This is Husniya, a 7th grader from Z.P.H.S School, Ilavaram. Now I would like to share you what do we learn at our school. We learn 6 subjects, 3 are languages and other 3 are core subjects. First language is Telugu, is our mother tongue. Second language is Hindi, is our national language. Third language is English, is international language. Sixth and seventh and other core subjects are mathematics, science, and social studies. Sixth, seventh
Only
graders.
6 subjects.
Yes, yes. 6 subjects. 6 subjects only for the 6th graders and 7th graders. Yeah, Husniya, please explain that class.
6th, 7th graders study science as only one subject, but 8th, 9th, 10th graders study science as 2 subjects. One is biology and physical science. Now I would like to ask you a question, ma'am. What do your students learn at your school in your country?
In my country, actually, after listening your information about your school, I was really shocked that you told that you study only 6 subjects, but our students must study actually more than 16, more than 15 subjects.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. This is really hard for them. But what similarity I can say that they learn 3 languages. One is our mother tongue, which is Uzbek language. The second is Russian, which is international language. The third is English. Yeah, they learn 3 languages as you are doing now, but besides these 3 languages, they learn more than 13 and 14 subjects, which is really hard for our students.
So, are there any robotics or information technology? What kind of subjects are there among those 14 and 16 subjects?
Yeah, there are so many: physical training, music, science subjects, geography, chemistry, biology, astronomy, history, and literature. And there are so many. I can just name these ones, but I know that more than 16, because all the time my students say that they have a lot of subjects.
So, are these subjects are mandatory for every student? They have to take the
Yes.
examination. They have to score the minimum marks in each and every subject.
No examination. Only every year they have examinations from 3 subjects, but not all of them. They choose themselves the subjects, but they have to study all of them.
Okay. So some subjects are mandatory and they need to take the examination. Others are non-mandatory. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you are right.
Thank you. And here is another student, Mamata. Over to you. Mamata, are you
Yes,
there?
sir.
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
I'm fine, ma'am. This is Mamata. I'm a 7th grader. I'm from Z.P.H.S School, Ilavaram. India is an ethnically diverse country. People in India follow different religions and speak different languages. Among other things, India is known for its beautiful monuments, temples, and historical buildings. Music, dance, cinema, and sports are the essence of India. Here, I would like to ask you a question, ma'am. What is Uzbekistan famous for?
Thank you for your question. Now, she is famous for, of course, its historical places, and such as Samarkand and Bukhara And besides this, my country is famous for cinema. It's developing country. We have our country has created all the conditions for our youth, and yeah, for their study, for their living. Everything has been created.
Ma'am.
Hello. Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I am Akash Kumar, studying 9th grade from Z.P.H.S Ilavaram. It's my pleasure to interact with you. Here I would like to share a little information about our syllabus. Our syllabus changes time to time, sometimes every 10 years. It all depends on government policies. Now I would like to ask you a question. Does your government change syllabus every year?
Telling the truth, every year we conduct lessons from the same book, which is called Prepare, but it has been designed by our public ministry system as well. But according to students' level, they change. For example, Prepare 7th grade, Prepare 8th grade, Prepare book for 9th grade.
Okay. That means
Yeah.
the syllabus and the books are changed as per the requirement of the students. Yeah, sometimes
Yes,
from time to time, in year to year.
yes.
Okay.
Every year they require to change.
Your country.
Hello, ma'am. Surya, an educator from Z.P.H.S Ilavaram. Today, I would like to share with you a little information about schools in my country. Private schools are popular in my country than public schools, but I am studying in a public school. My state government is providing us free midday meal, textbooks, notebooks, shoes, and belts, and providing us the taps and IFB panel have been installed in all public schools in my state and introduced English medium in public schools. But majority people prefer private schools. Now I want to what kind of schools are popular in Uzbekistan, public or private?
Thank you for your question, Surya. Yeah, Sai Surya.
Yes, I see.
Yeah. So, mostly in my country, actually 5 or 10 years ago, public schools were popular. Everyone went to public schools. Every parents gave their children to public schools because public schools are free of charge, so that public schools provide the students with books in our country as well, and with textbooks and notebooks and everything. But nowadays, the people are becoming rich, I think. Private schools usually teach the students with money, so that but the education system, the quality of the education is somehow higher in private schools and boarding schools, so that most of our students are trying to choose private and boarding schools, though they are expensive.
I understood, told us that your teachers are trained for almost 30 days for 1 month. So what are the areas the teachers working in the public schools trained, and what are the specialized areas that these teachers are trained from time to time?
Every subject teacher should be trained. Every subject teacher 3 times. I'm sorry. Once within 3 times, 3 years.
So usually, what are the topics in which the teachers are trained? In the professional English, for example, if you take us, you and me are the English teachers. If we are trained, what are the areas, specialized areas where we are trained in
So
language?
usually, yeah. In training sessions, usually we sharpen our skills, teaching skills again, methodologies we learn, new methods we learn. Then, when we learn what we learn there in training sessions, just we come back our school and we share and with our students, with our colleagues, and we put them into practice. For example, every year, especially in English language, teaching system is developing so high. Let's take an example. For example, 10 years ago, just we only focused on the students' grammar skills and text translation, But nowadays, we are teaching them how to speak, how to do reading tasks, how to read a story, how to do listening tasks. But in the past, we didn't provide our students with listening tasks and with writings, how to write. Only in our actually our old books, they have been changed nowadays. 5 years ago, our English books had been changed. Actually, it was 5 years ago, the books only focused on grammar translation methods, but nowadays our books are mainly focusing on 4 integrated skills, which are listening, reading, and writing and speaking, which are very essential in learning language.
Okay.
Especially in training sessions, usually we can be aware of new teaching systems, new methods, new materials we may be taught. Then we use them at our classes. This is a reason why we are trained.
Okay. So do the training faculty, I mean, the people that come to the training sessions to train you are local Uzbekistan people, or the specialized teachers or trainers come from the different parts of the world?
Yeah, actually, before 3 years ago, only our local teachers trained us. But nowadays, we are receiving teachers from America.
Oh,
We have ESN program. Have you heard about it? ESN program.
yeah, I heard about it.
ESN. Yeah, this is especially has been training our teachers for 3 years in Uzbekistan. This year is the last year of the ESN program to train the teachers. After completing these trainings, then they will go back to their country. Maybe from next year, maybe we will be trained by our local teachers, or maybe our government again will hire teachers from abroad.
Yeah. So you and me are the English teachers, and our students, of course, are non-native English speakers. So our students mostly they love to speak their mother tongue. In your classroom, your students like to speak the Uzbekistan language. In my classroom, my students like to speak the Telugu language. So in order to create English environment within the class timings, at least as long as the students stay in the classroom hours, in order to create the English environment and to create English atmosphere, usually what kind of the activities that you organize in your classroom to attract the students to speak English?
Mostly my students also want to keep their Uzbek, sometimes their mother tongue, because that's very easy for them to speak, especially whenever the academic year begins. I say them my rules, my own rules. I introduce myself. I'm as an English teacher. Uh, I conduct your lessons, and during my lessons, you must keep your English. Try to keep your English. I say them, I tell them such. Then, usually my students keep English. Why? Because they upper classes. Their level is high. They are 10th and 11th grades. But in primary classes, they usually keep 50-50, 50% mother tongue, 50% English language. But I have never come across with the situation where my students usually keep the Uzbek, but mostly they try to communicate with me in English language,
Wow.
because their level is higher, intermediate level, they can understand. Usually, I always conduct my lessons in English language. I never keep my mother tongue
Wow.
because, from kindergarten, English is being taught in our country from kindergarten years.
Yeah, understood. Even in public schools also. Am I right?
Yes, even
Yeah.
public schools.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and here is my last question. How are the students tested in their examination system? Are they tested on oral skills? Are they tested on memory? Are they tested in reading or writing or listening? In what are the, actually you have already told that the four-folded skills are the skills on which the students are tested. Usually, how do your examinations based on?
Our examinations are based on IELTS testing system because IELTS has already been popular in our country, and every student want to sit in IELTS and take an IELTS certificate, so that usually in our upper classes when they're 10th and 11th grade, especially in our exams, we require them to do such as IELTS exam. Listening, reading, and writing and speaking. 4 integrated skills are required at our examinations.
Okay, that means they are tested on these four. Am I right? Okay.
Yes.
So how often do these students take these tests from time to time? Every month, do they have the tests?
Yeah, it depends on the teachers. If
Okay.
they want the students to increase very quickly, they may organize such kind of testing systems, especially it's like mock, but not
Okay.
real exams.
Yes.
Once a year, they may take real exam. It's expensive.
Yeah.
$100 in my country.
Yeah.
$100, 100 approximately $120 in our country. The cost of the taking IELTS exam, so that our teachers usually try to organize mock tests like IELTS tests.
So
Wish you only good study, best results, and what else? Study the hardest as much as you can, and try to increase your English level, because it's international language. If you increase your English language, you can study any university, you can see the world, you can be very, how can I say, well-known person in the future. Why? Because when you travel around the world, yeah, of course, you will be very famous, because when you see the main aim of living in this world is, how can I say, to see the world, of course. For
Yes.
doing that, you should know English very hard. You should know English very perfectly. Yeah, my advice is just to study hard, never miss lessons, be very active, respect your teacher. I'm very happy to see such kind of teacher who is, how can I say, taking his very valuable time to talk with you, especially after the classes, and inviting a teacher from another country. This is very valuable work. As
Yes.
for me, I have never done such, but I will do. I learned this from you.
In fact, it is 21 minutes past 9 o'clock. That means almost bedtime for my students. 9:30
Yeah.
p.m. here in India. right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for your valuable